Hello and welcome back to my road to completion guide for Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. We're now in episode number 11. The first thing that we want to do is head over here to the idol. We're going to fast travel here in a second, but before we do that, we want to go into our options and use our rice. Now, it doesn't matter how much health you guys have, just use the rice. It'll definitely make sense here in a second while we're doing this. And then we want to just go ahead and travel over to Senpou Temple to the Inner Sanctum. So we'll head in here and talk to the Divine Child. We need to request more rice, okay?
Shinobi of the Divine Air, you are welcome here.
See that? Request more rice.
Shinobi of the Divine Air, this time the rice grew well. Now, hold out your hand.
Please.
Bless us with bountiful harvest.
I thank you.
Rice is very precious. Please come again, should you want for more.
All right, we can close her dialogue options.
Farewell, Shinobi of the Divine Air. May the harvest be plentiful wherever your path may lead.
All right, and now we want to use that rice. Just like that. And then we want to homeward idle back to the temple. All right, and now we need to go back and get more rice from her. So we'll fast travel, Senpou Temple, back to the Inner Sanctum.
Oh, Shinobi of the Divine Air, I awaited your return. Please take this rice.
Thank you.
Bless us with bountiful harvest.
You have my gratitude.
Of course. Rice is a precious thing. Remember to chew properly before swallowing.
All right, we can close her dialogue options.
Thank you for visiting.
And once again, guys, we're going to use that rice and go back to the temple. And you guessed it, we're going to come over here, fast travel again, back to Senpou Temple to the Inner Sanctum. All right, we'll talk to her again.
I'm glad you've come, Shinobi of the Divine Air.
What's wrong?
It is nothing serious. More importantly, your rice.
Hold on. You don't look well. Rest.
Yes, I understand.
What can I do?
What?
Is there something I can get you?
Well, then I'd like to eat a persimmon.
All right.
Now, we have 2 persimmons in our inventory. We bought them earlier from a merchant, but we're not going to give her a persimmon yet, okay? We just want to leave the area. And we want to go back over to the Hall of Illusions, okay? So if you guys rotate your camera to the left, you will see a very familiar face. We gave this NPC the white pinwheel earlier on in the guide, and then we used our divine abduction and we just sent him away. But this is where he showed up at. This is the same place we had the monkey fight earlier, right? So we'll head over here and talk to him.
No, that's not true. That guy, I know he looks a little shifty, but he's a good man.
Kotaro?
Oh, it's you! Well, I'm glad you made it. Look, everyone, Mr. Shinobi is here too. Children, greet him properly. All right. You can't see them, can you?
The rejuvenated children?
Yes! You can't see them, but they're there. They're adorable kids. Right then, I must give you my thanks. Take this.
All right, so he's going to be giving us a tarot persimmon. We'll take that.
Thank you so much.
All right, and once you guys have done that, we can go ahead back to the inner sanctum. Okay. Sprint over here, talk to the divine child again. And now we want to give her the persimmon.
You've come to visit Shinobi of the Divine Air.
I found a persimmon.
Truly? You brought me a persimmon.
Eat.
Yes, thank you. It's sweet and delicious.
Good.
Shinobi, hold out your hand.
But,
No need to hesitate. Hold out your hand.
all right.
A bountiful harvest for you.
Okay, she's going to give us more rice.
I thank you, Shinobi of the Divine Air. The crop is plentiful, thanks to the persimmon you gave me. I ask that you also give some to the Divine Heir of the Dragon's Heritage.
I will.
Perfect. She's going to give us some rice for Kuro, okay? Take that. Now, we want to go ahead and fast travel back to Kuro's room. Okay, so travel to the ASHINA Castle and then upper tower, Kuro's room. All right, so let's go ahead and give that rice to Kuro.
Wolf, you're back.
I am. I have something for you, Lord Kuro.
Something for me?
Here.
This? It's rice.
Yes. The divine child of Senpou Temple told me to give this to you.
She did? Then I am grateful. This looks like good rice. Each grain glistens.
It is sweet when you bite into it.
Bite? Wolf, rice tastes a lot better when cooked.
My lord,
So do you like sweet things?
I will eat anything.
Which means you don't dislike sweets then. Right. I'll make something nice for you.
Something nice.
You'll have to wait and see.
All right, so let's head over here to the idol. We want to rest to reset everything so that Kuro will give us that nice treat he just promised us, right? Head back over, talk to him again.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Wolf. Come now. Hold out your hand.
My lord.
Boom, the sweet rice ball.
What is...
Sweet, sticky rice balls. I made them with the rice from the Divine Child. Eat it. Don't be shy.
All right, let's just walk away.
Too shy to eat it in front of me? Well, that's fine too.
All right, and now we just want to fast travel back to Senpou Temple to the inner sanctum. Now at this stage in the game, we need to get the divine child to move locations. We need to get the divine child to actually go to the Hall of Illusions, okay? So we're going to come up here, talk to her.
Did you give the rice to the Divine Heir?
Yes, he made rice balls out of it.
The Divine Heir of the Dragon's Heritage? He made them himself.
Yes, and he was enthusiastic.
He did? Oh, I see. He may be the Divine Heir of the Dragon's Heritage, but he's still human after all. What am I saying? Of course he is. I am sure he had his doubts about severing immortality as well. Yet even so, it is the path he chose. There is something I would like to ask you, Shinobi of the Divine Heir.
Yes?
What is his name?
Lord Kuro.
Lord Kuro. It has a fine ring to it. I should like to meet him someday.
Perfect. Now we'll come over here. We want to rest at the idol, and if you guys have done everything correctly, the divine child is going to turn around. Okay, right now she's looking at us. We'll rest. See how she's turned around now? Come over here, talk to her again.
My friends, what should I do? With the severing of immortality, I will once more lose something precious. I cannot help but feel this way.
All right, it's going to give you an option to greet her or give her the holy chapter Infested. That's exactly what we want to do.
This is for you.
What is this?
I found a note saying I should give this to you.
Thank you. I will accept it.
What's wrong?
I still cannot help but detest them.
Perfect. Now, once we rested the idol again, she should vanish. Perfect. That means she's moved to the Hall of Illusion. Okay, so now we'll come over here, talk to her again. It's a pretty long dialogue sequence, but I'll let you guys listen to it. It'll let me. There we go. Perfect. Again, this is a pretty long dialogue, guys, but you do want to exhaust all of her dialogue here, okay? Very important.
I don't want to lose them. But if I were to choose the path of returning the dragon's heritage, it may come to pass that I would have to leave all of you. Thank you for your kind words. My friends, listen. He is actually quite kind. He gave me this.
Hello?
Oh, Shinobi of the Divine Air. I didn't hear you come in. It is thanks to you that I've been able to have a deep conversation with my friends.
With the children of the rejuvenating waters?
Yes. There is something I would like to discuss. I believe we should aim not to sever the dragon's heritage, but instead to return it to its rightful place.
Return the dragon's blood?
That's right. The dragon's heritage was set free from its homeland, and it drifted here to Japan. Its power was never meant for this land. Until something is done, it will continue to corrupt the lives of those who encounter it. The dragon's heritage and those connected to it. It is only right that they return home, to the west, to the birthplace of the divine dragon. However, there is one problem. I am unsure of the exact destination.
Who would know?
Perhaps the high priest of Senpou Temple. Or...
And he is?
He's the founder of Senpou Temple. I wonder how old he actually is. He can be found in a narrow cave not far from the inner sanctum. Shinobi of the Divine Air.
Yes?
This path differs from that of the one to sever immortality. I do not wish to force my opinion upon you. Should you wish to return the dragon's heritage, then perhaps you should seek out the High Senpou priest.
I'll think about it.
Perfect. Okay. Head back this way. We're going to go back to the inner sanctum. There's actually a shortcut that leads to the main hall, or you guys can fast travel there using the idol, either way. Like I said, you guys can use that idol if you want to. Just fast travel to the main hall, or you can come this way and open up this door, and you guys will know exactly where we are. It's a really cool shortcut. When I opened this up for the first time, I was like, man, I did not expect this to lead here, but it does. Come up here, we'll take a left, and you guys will see where we are. You guys remember this? So let's go ahead and set up a save. All right, guys, let's head this way. We need to pick up an item. She just gave us a hint as to where we could find the item, okay? So we'll come through here. You just skip all these enemies. Just keep running. Then eventually we're going to fall off a cliff. Right here. See that? When you fall off, guys, and you land, do a 180. I'm going to do this as slow as possible because it's pretty dark in here. Crouch. Just keep going straight. You can pass this item. We don't need it. Okay. And you're going to ledge up here. And we're going to kill all these enemies. Should be about 4 of them in here. Very easy to kill. Remember, you can jump on top of their heads if you guys want to. Get your death blow in. That's a 1-hit kill. Or you can just spam through their attacks. Either one. Collect all the loot. I think that was 3. So there's 3 enemies in here, okay? Now, at the end of this area, you guys will see this. This is the item that we came for, okay? So just pick it up. That's the Holy Chapter, Dragon's Return, okay? Now, if you look straight up, let me back up a little bit. You'll see a place that you guys can grapple, okay? You can grapple again. You'll see some sunlight outside. Everything's going to open up. We'll come over here, open up these doors. We're going to be picking up another esoteric text. This one's called the Senpou esoteric text. That's another skill tree for you guys, which we're going to be using. Trust me, we're going to be using this one later on in the guide for sure, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and homeward idle back to the last communed idol. So you guys see that the divine child is now moved back into the inner sanctum, okay? So we'll come in here and talk to her again.
Shinobi of the divine air, have you perhaps met with the high priest of Senpou Temple?
I found him. He was dead.
The high priest was infested. How could this come to be?
I do not know. However, he left this note.
I will take a look. I see. Consuming 2 Persimmons of the Serpent will allow one to become a cradle for the divine air. This will make it possible to return the dragon's heritage to its homeland. I shall become the cradle.
You're sure of this?
Of course. I am the only surviving divine child of the rejuvenating waters. Death does not come easily to me. Shinobi of the divine air, if you wish to take the path to return the dragon's heritage, then bring me 2 Persimmons of the Serpent.
Where should I begin?
I believe it is said that the liver of a great serpent is stained red like a persimmon.
All right, we'll talk to her again.
Shinobi of the divine air, have you acquired both Persimmons of the Serpent?
All right, we want to give Persimmons of the Serpent.
Yes, I've found them.
This shade of red, it is as I expected. A persimmon is an apt comparison.
You're actually going to eat them?
Of course. Doing so will allow me to become a cradle to return the dragon's heritage to its home. However, I hesitate to eat them in front of you. Please come back after some time.
All right, so all we have to do, guys, is come out here, rest at the idol, reset the world state, and the door should actually shut. See that? You get the prompt to eavesdrop, so we'll come up here, down the D-pad to eavesdrop. Perfect. Now we want to fast travel to the ASHINA castle to Kuro's room. Now we're going to actually burn the incense. You guys remember in episode 10, we just kind of examined the incense burner, right? But now it's going to give us an option to burn it, okay? And then we have to come back and talk to the divine child one more time. And then we should be kind of wrapped up on that part of things. So again, come over here, interact with the burner. Okay, actually, it's probably gonna only let me do it from this side. Yeah, let's make sure it's the burner, guys. Burn the incense.
My lord.
Wolf, the mortal blade. Fear not. I will only make a shallow cut. Would you draw the mortal blade from its sheath?
Yes, my lord.
Forgive me, but close your eyes.
Yes, my lord.
It's over now, Wolf.
How is the wound?
I'm fine. I just made a small cut on my chest. So this is the Fountainhead Incense. It's so extraordinarily nostalgic.
I see.
Well, do you notice anything different?
The aroma and Fountainhead Palace. Those words have been burned into my mind.
Fountainhead Palace. It's just as Lord Takeru wrote. That place must lead to the divine realm. But how can the Fountainhead Palace be reached?
A sweetly scented bridal offering. That was written on the altar where the fragrant stone was placed.
Yes. You now carry the aroma of the Fountainhead Incense. I believe the path leading to the Fountainhead Palace will open before you if you go to the shrine within the cave. Immortality shall soon be severed. I'm counting on you, Wolf.
As you wish.
Perfect. Okay. Come back over to the idol. Fast travel. Senpou Temple. Inner Sanctum. Now, if you guys have done everything correctly up to this point, when we talk to the Divine Child again, she's going to give us an item called the Frozen Tears.
No. Oh, Shinobi of the Divine Air? Are you there?
Your eyes.
You have returned, Shinobi of the Divine Air. It appears I have succeeded in becoming the cradle. Could you please take my hand?
Yes. What?
It is cold, much like an ice house, which is why, see? My tears, they freeze as they flow down my face. These frozen tears, take them.
Perfect. There we go, guys.
Frozen tears. Does this mean...
Yes, I believe this is what the text referred to as cold dragon tears. The divine air must drink them together with the dragon tears of the divine realm. If he does so, I believe Lord Kuro will be able to rest within the cradle.
All right. I know that was a lot, guys, but we're done. We want to go to the ASHINA depths, to the wedding cave door. Now, if you guys remember, this is the arena that we had the fight with the corrupted monk. And I told you guys it wasn't the true corrupted monk. It was the illusion form of it, right? So if we head this way, we actually came down here in the guide and we picked up the shelter stone, which was on this this table up here. But that was about all we did. But now if you come past the table into this area and you pray, we're actually going to be able to go to the very last area in the game, Fountainhead Palace, and that's actually going to get you guys a trophy called ASHINA Traveler. All right, it should pop as soon as we get back into the game here. That trophy, ASHINA Traveler. Give it a second or two. There it is. Perfect. Okay. So we'll head this way. Going to be an idol up here we can rest at. We're going to set up for the next fight. And then, of course, we're going to set up another safety save. Because there is a trick to this next fight. But it's, I mean, if you're not quick enough, you could mess it up. I might even mess it up as well. So that's why I want you guys to have a save. So that you guys can just fight this boss as many times as you need to until you get that pattern correct. So let's go ahead. We're going to equip our Shinobi Firecracker like we always do. Okay, make sure you got that on. We can take the idol off. Let's put on the Divine Confetti. Okay. And then the Ico Sugar. And then the Fistful of Ash. Perfect. Okay. Now we're going to again set up that safety save. We'll rest first just to make sure you guys have all your health. You should, but just to be sure. Plus we'll have that idol available to us for, you know, the fast travel if we need to come back to it later. Let's set up a save. Then we're going to check out this boss, and that's going to wrap up this episode. All right, guys, I'm hopping in here with some post commentary. I just told you guys in live commentary while we were setting up the save that I had a trick for this fight, and I did. During my practice attempts at this, I figured out a way that we could take off the first 2 health bars of this next boss fight using stealth death blows. Okay. The problem is that the patch, remember the update I was telling you guys about in episode 1? I said, hey, you know, I held off filming this game for like 4 days because I was waiting for the patch. Well, the patch changed this fight drastically, guys. You can no longer get those stealth death blows in. Well, let me take that back. Some people are saying that you can still get the second stealth death blow in, meaning once you take off her first health bar, it's possible to still get a stealth death blow in at that point. I do show it in this clip where I kind of stood on a branch and showed you that it might be possible, but I didn't do it. And the reason why I didn't do it is because even if it's not been patched out, who knows if it's going to get patched out, you know, a week from today, right? Who knows? So I wanted to show you guys all 3 phases without using any stealth death blows just in case. All right. So let's talk about my strategy here. So notice that I'm running away from the corrupted monk. And then when the corrupted monk starts to run at me, I run at the corrupted monk. So I'm waiting for it to move first. See how it's kind of walking, then it starts sprinting, then I start sprinting. So you always want to wait for the corrupted monk to sprint first, and then you sprint. Now, just like with the owl fight, the great shinobi owl fight, all we want to do is run to the right of the corrupted monk, and a few things are going to happen. Most of the time, she's going to jump. If she jumps, that's the best counterattack that you guys have, because you can get 2 charging R1s in before she's able to hit you again. Or she's going to do that sweep attack that she just did there. There's the jump, by the way. See the 2 charged R1s and then back away. Now, if she does that sweeping attack, continue to lock on to her while you're running to the right. See how the camera, well, I don't know if you can, I mean, it might be hard to see it, but you'll feel it as you're running past her. If she does that sweep, you will feel the camera try to pull you to the right, kind of behind her body. When it does, just kind of follow that motion, right? And then get yourself another charged R1. And very simple stuff. Like I said, very similar to what we did with the owl fight. Now, sometimes she's going to block you on the second charged R1. If she does, obviously, guys, just back away, sprint out of there, and you guys will be good to go. And that's going to be enough to get you through the first form. Again, 2 charging R1s there. And then I'll tell you guys how we get past the second form. Nothing really changes. I mean, in terms of what you're going to be doing with your charged R1s, you're going to be following the same pattern that you're following here. She just has more attacks, I should say. But I'll show you guys a really cool way to get past those. I spent about 20 minutes working on this strategy because, like I said, I didn't have a backup plan. I was just going to go in here, get the 2 stealth death blows, and you know, then we were going to use our divine confetti and fistful of ash and all that good stuff, just like we did in the first fight. Take off her 3rd health bar. I mean, in this fight would have lasted like a minute. But patches, man, I'm telling you, I really have to be careful in the future about when I make gods, because these patches can change a lot of things. And when you're talking about this game having so many boss fights, right? Oh, this is the part I was telling you guys about. There's a shadowy form of her that'll show up in this second phase, but notice how she was crouched down right there kneeling. It might be possible to get a stealth death blow in at that point. Like I said, some forums have stated that it's possible at that point, but again, I don't know if it's going to get patched out. I wouldn't trust it, guys. If you can get one in though, go for it, right? But if you can't, follow my lead here on the second phase. Again, notice we're just doing the same thing we did the first time. The only difference is that she has that shadowy form that shows up sometime, and then roughly about every 3 seconds or so, she'll show up very close to you and try to hit you. All you have to do to avoid that, guys, is hop up into that branch. You'll see a grapple. I'll show it to you when we get to that point. She'll probably do it maybe 2 or 3 more times before I'm able to get all of her health down. But just notice when I'm doing the same thing, just sprinting to her right. See how the camera kind of tracked around her body right then to the right? Just follow that, right? Don't fight that. It'll lead you right to her, and you guys can get that charged R1 in if she does that slash attack. See the shadowy form here? Notice I'm just going to get into the trees. You want to come over to this one though, because it's the highest one, and then just kind of wait. Now I would block while you're up here, because sometimes she will jump and swing her weapon at you. I don't know if you're I think you're high enough to where she can't bother you, but like I said, I'm so unfamiliar with this fight because I always did it the cheesy way. But just in case she tries to hit you, just block and you'll be fine. Because once you get up there in that tree and she loses you for a second, she'll go back to her regular form here, and you guys can start getting some more damage in, right? Boom, just running to her right. See how I didn't wait for her to sprint there? I started sprinting first. A lot of times if you start sprinting first, she'll do her perilous attack on you. And I mean it's easy to dodge if you jump at the right time, but you know, if some of you guys aren't used to the perilous attacks, then it may hit you, right? So just wait for her to sprint first. A lot of times if she's sprinting first, she won't do it. I'm not saying that she will never do it, but there's a good possibility that she's going to choose to do the sweeping attack or you know, jump. And of course, jumping is what we want. There it is. She's going into her shadow form again. So notice I'm just hopping up here, blocking. And notice also that I moved to the right. You can go to the left on this branch, but it's a little bit lower and more over the bridge where she's going to be at, right? And boom, there's the second death blow. And now notice that I'm popping the divine confetti, the Ico sugar, get on my fistful of ash. And I think right here, I just threw the firecrackers too early. So you want to wait a few seconds. I just back away and regroup. Wait for her to, you know, do some kind of attack that I can counter. And now I'm on that firecracker trip. Boom. Now we have her stunned. And now all you guys have to do is just control her from here, and you'll be able to defeat her, right? As soon as you're out of firecrackers, you want to go up, you want to move to your fistful of ash. Again, we're only hitting her twice in between each throw. Just a rhythm to it, guys. Throw and then swing twice, and boom, that's going to be it. There it is. You're also going to pick up the memory for this fight, so in the next episode we can enhance our attack again. And then you're going to get another item called the Dragon's Tally Board. Okay, that's going to help you out with merchants and things of that nature. Okay, go ahead and rest at this idol, set up a save, and I will see you guys in the next episode. You guys be good.